Hey, all you movie-loving maniacs, how you doing? All right, I know it's a little early to get a spoiler video for Iron Man 3 up, but I'm gonna be gone this weekend. I wanted to do it before this weekend, so that's today. And this is gonna be a spoiler-heavy video. If you haven't seen Iron Man 3, don't watch this unless you really don't give a shit about spoilers. We're talking movie-breaking spoilers. If you wanna see my Iron Man 3 review, I have a spoiler-free Iron Man 3 review. Feel free to see it. All right, if you're still here, you want shit ruined for you, so let's do it. A lot of people have said, Jeremy, do a spoiler-filled video on Iron Man 3. They really don't give a shit about 90% of the spoilers in this movie. They don't care that Gwyneth took fire juice and she was kicking ass. They don't care that Killian was breathing fire like one of Khaleesi's dragons and shit. They don't care. What they really mean is one thing. Jeremy, talk about the Mandarin. So we're gonna talk about the Mandarin. So in my review of Iron Man 3, I said there is something in this movie that's gonna divide the fans and people are either gonna roll with it or they're just not going to roll with it. I really meant the Mandarin. Why? Because at first, the Mandarin's awesome. You're like, this guy's menacing, and he's like, do you want an end to your life or a meaningful life? You could be a winner in the game of life. You're like, ooh, it's like Bin Laden with better rings. Get this guy. This guy is causing trouble. He's bad news. Then they find the Mandarin, and you're like, who the fuck's this? The Mandarin is just this actor, this eccentric, pill-popping, drunk actor, played by Ben Kingsley, which means Ben Kingsley was awesome in this movie. He was menacing when he needed to be menacing, and he was some weirdo, creep-ass actor when he needed to be that. The Mandarin is an actor. The Mandarin is bullshit. The Mandarin was created by Guy Pearce to be this really menacing figure so he could put a face to all the bombings, so the US government could be like, oh, we need to find that guy, so they just be chasing their tail. Really smart when you think about it. When I saw it, I was like, that's a good plot point. I can see that in like James Bond or something. Doing that to an iconic character in comic book lore? It's a little different. I have to be like, well, was it good for the movie? Yeah. It's a really smart play for a villain to do in a movie. That being said, shitting in the oatmeal of all the hardcore Iron Man Mandarin fans? Probably a mistake. If you're gonna do something like this, at least replace the fake Mandarin with a real Mandarin. Like Batman Begins. Spoiler alert for Batman Begins. Ra's al Ghul dies. You're like, well, I guess that's the end of him. And then Liam Neeson's like, but is Ra's al Ghul immortal? And you're like, oh, holy shit, he's Ra's al Ghul. And it worked because you're like, yeah, checklist on everything Ra's al Ghul, yeah, and he fits him better than the last guy. Yes, he is Ra's al Ghul, and that blows my mind that I didn't actually catch it, which makes me feel like an idiot. It worked in that. In this movie, they had no replacement. It's just, he is bullshit. The character that you guys love, who is the Mandarin, is just not here. And now people are gonna beeline it to a phrase that Guy Pearce says in the movie. He's like, you're looking for the Mandarin? I am the Mandarin. But I never actually took that as I am the character, the Mandarin in comic book lore translated to screen. I took that as, well, conceptually speaking, if you're looking for the guy who's behind everything, I am him. So technically speaking, metaphorically speaking, I am the Mandarin, I guess? It's not like the Ra's al Ghul thing in Batman Begins. It is different. It would have been really cool if they did have a businessman in this movie who was Killian's character but wasn't Killian, who when he was like, I am the Mandarin, you're like, wait a minute. Holy shit, that's actually the Mandarin. That's awesome. But in no point in this movie was I like, Guy Pearce is clearly the Mandarin. That's nuts. So it didn't convince me, so I took it as a metaphorical thing. I still do. Because I think if the concept and intent was, oh no, we're supposed to reveal right there, Guy Pearce is the Mandarin. That's just delusional at that point. Because he's not. Guy Pearce is the Mandarin in Iron Man 3 like your parents were Santa Claus when you were a kid. Spoiler alert for people who believe in Santa Claus. You had a face to the concept. You're like, oh, Santa Claus. This guy comes down the chimney and puts presents under the tree and he's real. And then you find out, ooh, Santa Claus isn't real. The phrase is Santa Claus isn't real. Santa Claus doesn't exist. The phrase is not your parents are Santa Claus. Your dad is not a guy who hangs out in the North Pole with elves and reindeer. Maybe he is, but if he is, he has a lot more secrets than you want to know about. But he's not. He's not that. He's not the person that Santa Claus has been made to be. They're doing the actions that they say this character is doing, but that doesn't make them the character. It just makes them parents who are lying. All for holiday fun, but still, it's bullshit. Santa Claus doesn't exist. He's not real. Like the Mandarin doesn't exist. He's not real. Guy Pearce is not the Mandarin. He's just a guy who's behind it all. Again, Batman metaphor, but I like those movies. It's like the Joker causing all this trouble, but you don't actually see him face to face, and then when Batman gets there, Batman busts in the door and he's like, Joker. You find out the Joker is just some hippie burnout in his mom's basement. Joker's like, ooh, this is awkward. My name is Bob. April Fools. I would be like, that's stupid. I would hate The Dark Knight if they did that. Then Eric Roberts was like, you're looking for the Joker? I am the Joker. I get it. Fans hold on to their things, their characters, their lore that they love. When doing this movie, they had to know that. They had to know, like, we're gonna get backlash. I gotta know when suspicion started to arise or the question was asked, do you think fans are gonna be mad? Who was the guy who was like, no, they'll roll with it. They'll roll with it. Trust me. I know fans. Trust me. They're not They don't hold on to comic book lore that much. They don't care about the Mandarin. Well, apparently they do, because the exact reaction I thought would happen is happening. And if you are leaning towards the argument of, well, if the Mandarin is an actor in the movie, then maybe he's not the Mandarin. The problem is, the Mandarin is in the movie, and instead of being everything that people know the Mandarin to be, badass martial artist, has his crazy rings, alien technology, and all that shit, he's an actor from Beverly Hills. That's what he is. That'll ruffle some feathers. So yeah, that's my take on all the spoilers in the movie, and by all, I mean the one that people really want to know about. Other than that, I thought it was interesting that Tony Stark gets surgery on his heart, and he doesn't have to wear the Iron Man thing anymore. Robert Downey Jr. said he doesn't know if he's going to come back for another Iron Man or Avengers movie, but he's going to come back. Because he's going to get a $1 tillion from this movie. He's going to buy 2 houses in Malibu. He's going to be like, I could go for doing that again. Sure, yeah, I'm in. Like I said in my review, and I stand by it, I still had a lot of fun with the movie. I enjoyed the shit out of it. I'm just saying they probably shouldn't have done this. And I understand if you hate it because they did. My question to you is the Mandarin situation. Do you think it was smart? Did you roll with it? Were you one of the fans who was like, no? Whatever you think, comment below, let me know. And as always, if you like what you've seen here and you want to see more, click right here to see more.